previous stream
Hmm.
like closed. Okay, now we're live again.
If you say so, man.
We should be actually live now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Is it the same URL? GU.
Oh, no, it's a different. God, that's annoying. Copy video link. All right, are you sharing it? Or I guess I'll share it too.
I am, but you should too.
Okay. Well, great. Okay, so I just need to go here. Well, quick.
Yeah, this is much better.
Out this new chat and get a new overlay URL and go over to our live chat. Go to properties and change that. Yay! Seems good now. All right, so I'm very sorry. I was trying to stream my full 5K Retina display, and
Poorly.
both YouTube and OBS were not happy about that. Hopefully, we're back.
I love that you're leaving your speed test on the screen. Just a little proof.
Just to show that it wasn't me.
Okay, so to pick up where we left off, we were looking at scopes, and I found what I was hunting for.
Okay.
On their OAuth announcement blog post, it says that the current OAuth profile does not specify how granular permissions or scopes work with AT-Proto. Instead, we've defined a small set of transitional scopes which provide the same level of client access as the current auth system. So transition:generic, the same level of permission as an app password. That's what we were talking about before. Transition:chat.bsky is an add-on, must be included with transition generic, which adds access to the chat.bsky lexicons for DMs. So if you were doing some kind of OAuth for, like you wanted to send DMs or read DMs, you would need that one.
I don't.
Same behavior as an app password with the DM access option selected.
So I don't think we need that, right? Because all we need is like basic account access for
That's what I think.
Socialite. So I think these two should be fine. I mean, honestly, I don't
just
even know
to put a pin in it. I feel like you might want to be able to change those based on your application. Like some applications might want to be able to pass those in, but I think for like the first spike at getting this thing working, just sticking with transition generic is appropriate.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So then, like, let's just well, okay, here's my question. Like, looking at this guide, the hard way. Oh, I see.
So you've got the right screen up. This is the one we're going to follow.
So, web service. So, what's interesting is, okay, this is using the traditional authorization code and grant and refresh token grants. So this should be fine. So what is the endpoint? Do we need to like grab, I guess this is describing it. So do we need like bsky dot social slash this? No. Maybe bsky dot app? Nope. OAuth protected resource. What is this? So, well-known OAuth authorization server. Is that at any of these endpoints? No. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Where'd you find it?
So it's at well-known OAuth authorization server. So let's just get ourselves a JSON scratch file and just see. Okay, so this is telling us, okay, these are the,
Oh yeah,
right, okay,
those are the
those are
three I
the
read
scopes
now.
supported. This is the issuer. These are the
And
grant
just to note,
types.
we are going to have to pass in that AT prototype on line
Yes,
4.
I
So we'll
think
get the
that's,
4 and 5.
yeah,
Yeah, you got it. Perfect.
yeah. So then here are our endpoints. So here's the authorization endpoint. So that's going to be this. And the token endpoint is just OAuth token, but I'm just going to copy it so that, right? So these are our two endpoints, and like, I'm just going to get rid of all this unnecessary documentation. Build auth URL from base. This is part of the abstract provider, and it just like puts the query parameters in. Okay. Is there anything else of note in here? So revocation endpoint. I don't think that Socialite supports these, so that shouldn't matter. Okay, so get user by token. So now the question is, there should be some like me endpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do I get the current authenticated user? So I'm assuming it's
Oh, I understand. So it's like characteristic of that particular
yes.
service.
This is typically like the one thing that's fairly unique to each
Mm-hmm.
OAuth implementation is like, how do I use the token to find out who I am, right? Like,
Sure.
um, and so I wonder if there's like a viewing profiles. But we want just like, we want like the current actor, right? Like,
There is an actor.get profile.
okay, this endpoint.
That might be. Is that any actor though?
Yeah, that's the thing. It takes
That's
the,
not just you. That's anyone.
right, and we need their ID at this point, which we don't have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, um,
Yeah, you need to pass the ID or handle.
starter pack. I mean, honestly, maybe we should see if someone else has written a Bluesky OAuth
And put it. Yeah, I
implementation.
guess. I mean, they have public libraries for TypeScript. TypeScript. Should we dig into those?
Yeah, maybe. Let me just scroll through this real quick.
Auth client.typescript.
Okay. Blue Sky off
I
to.
know this isn't kosher, but I'm just going to drop these in the YouTube chat.
Oh, sure. Or you can
Because
send
anyone
me.
following along. The really private stuff, I'll put in our personal DM, but the rest, the people get.
Yeah, yeah. So like you're saying, just like one of these.
I linked a specific one,
Oh, wait.
the
In
one
the
that
I don't.
their Node.js package
I don't see it in the chat. Am I?
in the YouTube chat. All
Yeah.
right.
The last one that I saw was haha wasn't a pipe issue.
Oh, I think your YouTube chat's a little behind.
Is it? Are
I
people
just
talking?
telegrammed it to you.
Are the people talking?
Or maybe mine aren't
I
coming through.
I don't
Oh,
see.
Plot thickens.
Is anyone seeing?
Check your Telegram. We'll do it that way.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, no one's seeing you in chat, FYI.
Okay.
We're just plagued with this stuff. Okay, what do we got?
Some handle.
No.
So there's the README on this is that what you're in? Or did you get into?
I
Oh,
just
you
go
got into
straight
the
to the
OF client.
code.
Yeah, I went there. They have a ton of code in there. README. Let's see. Authorize.
I'm just wondering,
Might have.
I'm just like, someone probably. Here we go. Like, here's a passport.js. This is going to be similarly like sort of generic. So I'm guessing normalized profile. No. So great, love that. Strategy. Okay.
Now we're talking.
OAuth client node. So we get our client, and then refresh, authenticate. Okay, profile.
Return raw profile. Otherwise, normalized profile.
Okay, but we've got this result.session.did. So how did they get this result? Result is this OAuth client callback. Oh, so I guess the maybe the callback response that we get. So like in so this has got this. Yeah, this is interesting. Like is the token actually not enough to get the user info? So like this is gonna handle redirect the user. This redirects them out, right? And then we should like they're gonna get redirected back to Socialite with some response. And the question is like, are they does Socialite make that available to us, or is it like fully abstracted away? I don't see anything in here that Interesting. Interesting. That's very annoying, right? Okay, let's just look. So authenticate. So we build state. This is the same as everything else, right? And then we call the OAuth client. And this is a session. And this is just doing that get profile. That's so wild to me that there's not a like a me endpoint. You know? Okay, I hate doing this, but let's just see what AI says.
I'm literally typing the question in. We hit the same point at the same point. And I would think you'd want to support that. So, like, if they change some of their metadata, you could pick up a fresh copy of it or something like that. You wouldn't want just what they authorized it as.
So this is helpfully pretending like there's a who am I
Uh-huh.
call. Let's see if that actually exists. Who am
Bluesky.social/x/user/me. That surely doesn't exist.
uh,
Yeah.
like I'm assuming that this just doesn't even. This is for. Oh wait, authentication required. It's not giving me a 404.
Who am I? Yeah,
I mean, okay, let me see.
there's no results on their docs for who am I.
Does this exist on the internet?
Did you see that get service? Do you mind backing up one in your browser? Nope,
Oops.
too late. Get service auth endpoint. The DID of this service. This doesn't feel like it.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like there should be something.
Proto.server is kind of check.
Okay, wait a second.
Oh, check
I just
account
found a different
status.
one. Oh, that's good. There's one called actor.getProfile, which I swear we looked at before.
Mm-hmm.
And this one does not, it just requires a handle. So it's up near the top. There's get profile and get profiles.
Yeah, we don't have their handle at this point.
They haven't given it to us yet when we initiate this?
Mm-mm. Because all that happens in the OAuth flow is they get sent over to Bluesky
Mm-hmm.
and they just get redirected back to us. So unless, I mean,
Right. We haven't.
so I did actually run into this. I was looking at a service. This is actually, so let me see here. Bluesky feed creator, maybe? Is this it? Bluesky? Yeah. So this is a service that lets you create Bluesky feeds without like, no.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. I Sure. Let's open up 1Password and see how bad can that be. Um, so when you say add a new account, right?
Mm-hmm.
It asks you for your username.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's just like this is necessary for Bluesky.
Right.
So then
I
the
ran into
question
another
is,
flow too.
does Socialite let you
Yeah.
require?
I ran into a similar flow because I posted about this morning, and someone has built an app using OAuth. And so I checked out what he done, and you did have to put in your handle. So let me see if that one is open source.
Additional config key. Okay. Yeah, which one of these is likely to, like, Okta, right? That seems like something that would need more.
I bet you're just going straight for the big dogs.
I mean, this has got a user info endpoint, though.
Mm-hmm. So this is outside the OAuth setup flow, right? This is so that you can use Socialite to say, I have this token for a user, display some information about them.
Well, yeah, it's just like so Socialite basically just transforms a OAuth 2 token into a basic like generic user object.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and yeah, it doesn't really care. Um, it doesn't really, it doesn't, it's not built to expect any other user input. I don't think. Like typically with Socialite, you would just click like a
Yeah,
blue sky button, and that's it. You know, you wouldn't
yeah.
do anything else. The provider contract is very lean. Like, um, like this, the expectation is that it can provide this data,
Yeah.
right? Um,
So our provider has to give the mechanism to go get that
what is
information.
this? I've never seen. Oh, off introspection. What is introspection endpoint?
Validate an access token or refresh token.
Active scope, client ID. Oh, user ID, your username. So maybe that's enough to get us the handle. I think we just have to
Yeah,
assume that
I bet.
that's okay. So,
So we use that
um,
introspection URL, parse the response.
yeah, yeah. So first, we're basically gonna need to do like introspection is this get HTTP client, get this.
Yep.
Um, and I assume it's gonna basically be this, right? Um, right. And so I guess we will move this out into like a um, like into a method that's like um, get mm, or yeah, OAuth introspection. I don't know, whatever. Okay, that's a little bit too much. What's this doing? All right, we take a token, and oh, it was I just hadn't changed this. So we return this, right? So this will return an array. Does this look fine?
Hold on. Let me get back. Looks sensible.
Okay. Um, so basically now we've got
So that's going to be a associative array. I think
it's
you
gonna
said.
yeah, yeah, it's
Yep.
an associative array. And so then like does this so this tells us that we're gonna have I think we just assume so like username is this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have to assume that like this get actor endpoint will like we just hit this with that as the handle,
Yeah.
right?
Agreed.
So it's going to be this is going to be, you know, I guess
The
it's
URL
just
prefix is something I'm not 100% convinced about. If it's always bsky.social or if there's a like underline URL prefix. That seems like the right place to start, but
yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah,
be
for sure.
surprised if we run into something.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, can't you use? I guess I don't know what get HTTP client is returning,
It's returning a
but
guzzle client.
it's a straight guzzle. Okay.
Yeah, this is the Socialite predates the HTTP facade.
Okay.
So
I
that's
was going
why
to suggest a
it's
refactor on that JSON decode down there, but probably not.
What do you mean?
Because I
Just
think you can just do like arrow JSON,
oh
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
response arrow JSON.
yeah. I
You get
think
an object, I think, but not with guzzle.
okay. So that endpoint, this is a get. It takes a query parameter called actor. So options, request options. What other things do we have? Request body. How do I do a get request in? We got form parameters. Got JSON. I guess form. Oh, query. Okay. So request options query is, and what do we say it's called? Actor. Don't need this. How's that feel?
Yep.
Um,
Looks right to me. And then our response,
so this is what the
we get
response
a
looks like.
display name. No
Yeah.
idea what description is. That's probably their like bio. What else are we
Yeah.
supposed to give?
Well, we
Okay,
only
map
have to
user def.
worry
Oh,
about this
interesting.
stuff. So if you look at,
Do we get their avatar?
if we look at this, right, it's ID, nickname, name, email, and avatar are like the ones.
Yeah.
ID, name, email, mobile. These are, well,
I don't think we're gonna get any of this. I wonder what's behind that merchant. Is that specific to the one you copied?
yeah, that we can just get rid of. So I'm going to assume that this is
Oh,
like,
all this data is coming from that specific API. Got it. And then we're mapping it into a
user.
socialite.
Right, so
Okay.
this is actually root. So this is just, we don't even need data. We just say user. So user DID, I assume, is what we use for
Yep.
the ID, right? And then we want,
Nickname would be the handle, I would say.
I
What do
think
you think?
nickname would be the handle. That makes sense, right? Actually, here, let's just put this over here. Okay, so nickname would be handle. And those are both required, so we don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so name is display name, I
Yep.
guess.
Which might be null.
So we'll do that.
And then there's an avatar. What
Email
did
and
that get mapped to?
avatar. So there's never an email.
Mm-mm.
I guess we'll do email is null, just to be safe.
Joined via starter pack. That's an interesting object to put on there.
That's actually very
Like,
cool.
I'm
Look
kind
at
of surprised
that.
they exposed that. Huh. You could build out some really interesting social graphs that way.
That is actually very cool.
We could give Justin Jackson his flowers for that.
I mean, Justin Jackson. Uh, oh wait, display name is the nickname. As display name could be optional. Instead, just show the username. Like nickname is optional. Display name. I think that like in socialite parlance, nickname is closer to handle. I I could be wrong. I guess we could look at like what's the what's the Twitter one do? Because I know how Twitter works.
They don't say much. They don't seem to differentiate in the docs. Oh, Twitter's a good analogy, though.
Right? This is in the provider file.
Not helpful.
About Twitch. What's Twitch say? Nickname. Oh, nickname is display name.
Oh, they
Name is
use
display
both.
name. All
That
right.
doesn't help.
Well, we can figure. We can
We'll pick
figure.
one and run with it.
So, yeah, because like here it says username, nickname / username. So I feel like handle makes sense, and then name is display name. I think that's right. And then
Avatar was avatar.
is avatar, and that can be null. Now, theoretically, we could. Oh, it sets raw. So okay, so theoretically we could, you can pass more data here. You can pass as much data as you want. So like if there's something, yeah, Josh says if Socialite's interface says nickname is username, that makes sense.
Don't worry, I can see Josh's messages in the chat. I can see my messages in the chat.
Well, it's good. It's good streaming etiquette to read out the comments that you're
reacting
reacting to. I'm not reading it for you, Ben. Jeez.
All right.
The question is there anything in here that is likely to be like particularly useful? Josh says we don't see Ben's messages in chat. I think this is everything. This is fine. So this maps the user to a Socialite user object. It sets all the raw data and then it maps the data that's like Socialite specific. And so like hypothetically, this is the entire implementation. It's big hypothetical.
Right.
So first we need to see. So there's
what's that extend?
This needs.
We should probably rename that file just for
So this
where did this come from?
Bluesky extend Socialite.
That's a weird bit of boilerplate here. I'm surprised the package doesn't handle it. Maybe you need to occasionally do more in this file.
The problem is that Socialite is very old.
Okay.
And I think there's like a bunch of sort of stuff that no one would have done it that way now, but it's the way it's done. That would be my guess. So my guess is there's like, yeah, well, I don't know.
All right. Let's not worry too much about it.
Before auto wiring, Josh says, yeah. So it is interesting that this identifier is capped and this provider name is lowercase, but I guess that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so this all seems fine. Right, so theoretically, if I go to this and say state equals 1, 2, 3, like this should. Oh, right. It doesn't have the like the code and client ID and all that stuff. Right. Okay. Yeah, so that's the other question is like where do you get like do you have to how do you register a
like to get the client ID?
Yeah.
So there's some I would call this it's different than what I've done with other OAuth things. They want you to have a file that's publicly available. Where did I see that? Here's an example app. All right, so this it's like a third of the way down the page. If you scroll a bit down, you're looking for a little bit. Hold on, what is the closest header? It's kind of buried. It's up a bit under client and server metadata. It's kind of the first block. Oh, is my scroll wheel working for you? Yes.
You're
Okay.
you're
Hold
scrolling
on.
me.
Perfect. That's exactly I want it to happen. So this part is one that stuck out as something I've never seen before.
Interesting.
All right, I'll let you take over from here.
Well, yeah.
And I'm not
Interesting.
sure how you. That's kind of out of band from Socialite, like just something you need to know about setting up a Bluesky app.
Well, I mean, theoretically, Socialite, we could register an endpoint that wires up the like Socialite wires up
Oh,
some routes, right?
like a
Doesn't it?
route. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Does it or do you? I can't remember.
I mean,
Um,
you're requiring like what we're writing is a distinct package, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, I just can't remember. So routing. So there's technically you set up these two routes. So I guess a requirement could be that like you call um, Socialite driver Blue Sky and then
Yeah.
um,
Manifest or something.
yeah, right?
But I'm
That
wondering if there's a
sure.
method where we could register those routes ourselves.
We could. I think it's a question of whether that's a best practice or not. Because like in the world of Socialite, you're expected to set up the endpoint.
Yeah.
Um, so it feels a little bit invasive to set up our own endpoint. Although, is it? I guess is this has to be
So they use the same thing as the client ID, which is really interesting.
okay. Hold on.
So is that
So
like a self-referencing? Okay, hold on.
public web.
The fully qualified URL.
I see. Interesting. So the
And
client
it's
ID
public
is the
too.
URL. So
Uh-huh.
when you pass a client ID, the Blue Sky server fetches that URL to load the information about the client. That's actually very clever.
I like it. Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, I mean, we could just register our own endpoint. I think let's not yet and then decide, right?
I'm very curious about local development, what that story is.
Local development on these is just hard, I think, in general. Um,
The ones I've used, you can pass like a redirect URL that would just have your whatever dot test in it. But I don't think that's going to work here.
um, right. I mean, I think you'd just have to do a like expose or an ngrok.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh says he's wondering the exact same thing. Yeah. All right. Let's go down the path of at least let's just create a public function called like I guess client JSON maybe.
What was the name of it? They had a
Uh,
term for it. Browser app client metadata file. And then they named it client-metadata.json.
client metadata.
Yeah, I would say client metadata.
Right. So basically, in your view, you're gonna do this, right? But you're gonna do return Socialite driver, Blue Sky, client metadata.
Yeah.
The only problem is then we need to know the endpoint of this. right?
Oh, where you put it?
Yeah.
Yep. Could we force them to give us a name?
Yeah. Well, but
Oh,
this
well, no.
this is starting to feel gross. Let's look at what this what
Yeah.
does this manager um class do? So this is like a manager for the provider.
I mean, they've got a boot method here that's very, very tempting.
Socialite was called. Okay, so it seems like okay, Jess says, well, it seems like that URI was standard, so dev should just set up a route with that same URI. Oh, we could just
Like,
require that they make the
just say this
URL.
is
That
in the docs.
feels,
They're saying that.
yeah,
I kind of like the idea of going with that route and coming back to it later.
yeah, okay,
Like, let's just make up a route. Just use
yeah,
the one they standardized
yeah,
and move on.
yep, yep.
Josh is in agreement.
Josh is in agreement and he is correct. All right. So this and like whatever they called it, right? So we're just gonna say, um, like, do we want it to be this or should we, um, I think we should probably make it like at proto.
I mean, they say it needs to be, or that would need to be. Okay, so I think it's just self-referential. Never
Yeah,
mind.
I think it can be like you
You can
just
put it
get the
wherever
end
you want,
URL.
as long as you use that URL as the client ID.
Yeah. So, and in general, it looks like Socialite, often uses the auth prefix. So maybe we
Sure,
we go auth prefix and say that's like the endpoint that we're expecting.
sure.
Okay.
Let's run with that.
Um, cool. So then this needs to return what? It needs to return at least this,
Yep.
right? So this is a thing that I never do, but like, let me just see. Like, if I go like this, convert this to
Oh, if
PHP,
this works.
um, are you doing it?
No, I think.
You know what? I think there's actually isn't there like a um,
That feels like something that PHP Storm would do.
there definitely is
I
a
bet there's
thing.
a website that does it. If I beat you to this, because I just Google JSON to PHP object converter. We're going to go the old web way. JSON to PHP.com. Oh, baby.
It's better, yeah. I got it before you did though, so
Did you?
yeah.
Before I pasted it?
Oh, did you paste it?
Oh, of course.
Oh,
I was
okay.
racing, man.
I see. Okay. So this is gonna need to be URL, right? And we're calling it
Yep.
this.
Could be like a route name that we make them define, but whatever.
Oh, interesting. And URL.
That's what I was suggesting. Like, if you're going to set up this package, just call this like
Mm,
socialite.bluesky.client, whatever.
interesting.
But URL's fine. Let's keep rolling.
Well, this is interesting though. As far as this is concerned, the URL helper doesn't exist. Is there
Oh, right.
URL generator? Yeah, okay. So let's just be app URL generator class. God, app doesn't exist either.
Yeah, I was wondering why app existed, but URL didn't.
Okay.
So what context? We can't assume that we're in a Laravel application.
Um, we can't assume. We can. I guess we can. Um, yeah, it's just like it's not technically right. It's like not. It's not technically there yet. I mean, this will always work though, so we could just pretend like it's there, or this will work 99.9% of the
Right,
time.
like in an application.
Yeah. I guess that's fine.
Is the double quote bugging you, Chris?
It is bugging me, even though I recently read that um, it's not even a thing anymore. Like
Yeah, like performance
by the
doesn't matter.
time, like it used to be that there was like some theoretical performance difference, but now it's
Yeah,
like the pre-optimizations by the time
yeah.
it gets compiled is like it doesn't actually matter. So where's that client
But now that
ID?
aesthetic is baked into you and you can't escape it.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Does that client ID get provided to Bluesky somewhere, as it would need to know that URL so it can hit the endpoint? So that's the cool thing, Josh, is the URL is the client ID. Um,
So when you're passing up that client ID, right? Or
this
no?
no, this URL is what we send as the client ID in the request. And so if the server hasn't prefetched it, it will load the rest of this data from that URL. It's like a self-referential thing.
Where are we passing it up in the request though? You're saying like in the initial authorization request, right?
Yeah, so we need to get this, like the
We'll
client,
need to get that in that.
yeah, the server, the provider somewhere here. There's going to be like a client client
Client ID.
ID, right? This client ID is coming from.
You're getting gassed up in the chat now. Thanks, Sheng.
Hey, thank you very much. Uh, Um, so this client ID comes in from the config. So actually, so we can just use the client ID. We can just make it so they put in the URL in the config
Yeah.
file. And so we just basically trust this client ID to be the URL, right?
Yep.
I think
Yep.
that's the way.
That's safe.
Um, and I guess we can just say um, God, we do before. I'll just say like give me everything before the first. Nope, because
I'm not. It's not. You're gonna get an HTTPS
I'm gonna
colon.
get um, but we can't
Because we
do
can't just say like app get URL or whatever.
right.
I mean, we
Well,
can, but
I
you don't want
guess
to.
do we have app? Yeah. Okay. What,
I do not remember what that is.
do we have URL? We do have URL. Okay, so we do that. For some reason, I guess because the support package is
Yep,
installed, we have access to these. Okay,
that works.
okay. Depop bound access tokens. I have no idea. Um, just use the helpers. Come on. Trying to be a good citizen over here. All right, so what is this? Depop must be true. Okay, great. Love
We
that.
know what Depop is, whatever that is.
Okay, grant types. Authorize. Yeah, that's correct. Let's. This can go on one line. And redirect URIs. Okay, so redirect URIs. Do we have? How does this
So that'd be
get
the
a? Oh, look at that. This redirect URL.
yep.
Okay. Response types. We only want codes. Here's our scope. Token endpoint auth method.
Optional client, confidential client.
Uh,
What is the ES256? That seems like
I
key.
think, yeah, I think that this is if you're using like a privileged client. I don't think we have to worry about that.
All right. Certainly not right now. I'm not going to worry about that until we are successfully authenticating.
So then these are interesting, right? These
Yep.
would be, I guess, maybe.
We can definitely do client name. That'd be like app name, right?
Yeah.
And then I don't know how you optionally like expose those to the user of the package to say like, hey, if you have a privacy policy, put it here, or it should be a route named this or something like that.
Oh. Um. Right. Right. Well, my guess would be, like the way Socialite works, right, is in configuration, right? It's gonna be services dot,
Okay.
right? So theoretically, it's gonna be services dot Bluesky dot client ID dot client secret, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess we could just do, like, we could maybe do like an array filter here.
Yeah. I like that.
Um, and then we'll just do the ones that kind of make sense, right? So not to be client URI, we already did. So logo URI is going to be config get, and this is going to be services.bluesky.logo URI.
Yep. Next one is TOS URI.
Okay.
And last one is policy URI. This is
Okay.
riveting, by the way. Copying and pasting.
This is programming.
This is the grind. No, I was told this was art, Chris. Is this the art part of programming?
This is the art. So sometimes the art is in the monotony. Okay. So now we have this metadata. So now we're just gonna return. I'm on the edge of my seat. What is
See,
he gonna
Shank
type?
said he was just dropping in, but he can't get enough of this.
You ready for this? I'm gonna keep
You
you.
gonna return?
We're gonna do return new. Can you guess what I'm gonna type?
Let me go with response. Or is it?
um,
There we
sure.
go. And did we need to do any like content or any headers on that? Probably not. They're just expecting you to drop a JSON file on your server. Do you need to do a content type application JSON on that? You got it already. Okay, look at you.
I'm watching this on my phone and I'm loving every 2 pixels of this.
Well, good
You,
thing we're not streaming the Retina 5K version anymore.
I was just gonna say, yeah, you missed the really exciting part when I was trying to stream 6,000 by 3,000 pixels or whatever it is.
Poorly.
Oh, yeah, yeah, very poorly. Okay,
This looks great. I think we got it.
okay. So like the first like kind of thing of note that we need to say is they basically need um right um so Okay.
Event listener. I don't think we need that, do we? What would?
And the default event service provider was removed. Instead, add. Oh, I guess I can
I
read.
think we're getting a little distracted.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
just need a note that says
All right. I'm
you
just gonna
need these keys
delete.
in your.
I'm just gonna delete all this stuff. Oops.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's fair.
Right. So we do need Bluesky, and then URL to your metadata endpoint. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
There's no client secret,
There's no client secret.
right?
Right. I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. So, but we do want to say, so create the metadata endpoint, right? And we're gonna suggest. Do I still have that? We had a no. We're gonna suggest auth blue sky. Um,
They call it client-metadata.json.
maybe this.
Yeah, I like that.
So, and this is going to be blue sky, and this is called client metadata, right?
Yep.
Okay. And I think I'm just going to say that is our suggestion for now.
And then do you want to include, as long as we're editing here, the logo URI, TOS URI, and policy URI?
I guess. What was it? Is TOS and policy?
Yes.
Oops. Okay. Sure. All right, that seems fine. Okay. So
I think that's good.
client secret doesn't exist. Client secret. How can client secret not exist? Oh, blue sky typo in readme. Where is that? Blues key. Blues key. I'm playing the blues key.
I'm drinking a Bluesky.
Can they be filtered out if null? Yeah, they are. We have an array filter. I can believe. I feel like when you're
Yeah, from
not
the
the
phone.
one writing the code, you just see all the bugs immediately, and you're just like screaming at at your thing, like, "Oh, you wrote an extra e." Okay.
So in the docs we've been looking at,
Hmm.
they just have a big X forbidden for client secret.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what to make of that. What else
Okay.
do they say about client secret? There's one reference to client secret on the page. It is the line where it says X forbidden. So
Okay.
I think we just don't worry about it
Yeah.
until it becomes an issue.
Yeah. Let's put these client ones next to each other. Okay. So like, there's a bunch of like, who knows if this actually works,
Right.
but
I think it's time we wire this up, man. I don't know what this. I'm very curious to see how you like test this out.
I am very curious to see how I test this out too.
So
I mean, We could just like do a Laravel new and symlink
Uh
it
huh.
and go
And
that
then,
route.
yep.
Let's
And then
see.
expose it up so we get our public client metadata.
Hmm. Like, does
Wait,
this
it's really on the edge of my
say?
seat where you typed socialite and then didn't hit enter. Where are we going?
Well, I'm just wondering, do they have
Yeah, do they have like, hey, here's a
anything?
great way to test this out?
There's no
All right,
discussion of
socialite
testing
contribute.
whatsoever. Create the provider class, create a listener handler, generate documentation for provider by running docgen. Okay. Add the provider to monorepo builder. Look at already created providers. Uh,
Yeah, I say we do what you were describing. Laravel new. I forget how you symlink in a package that's on your machine, but
yeah, I've
I
got
feel like
that.
there's something in Composer JSON where you like add a path or something.
I have a helper to do that. Yeah.
Oh, of course. Love it. Uh,
Okay.
and then I say we just run expose
Yeah.
to get it up. I mean, first thing we need to see, like, hey, how's that manifest file looking? Um, and then we need a route to like test the flow.
Yeah. All
It's
right.
still not clear to me if we need to provide a handle though.
What's your
Oh,
username?
what's that?
What's your GitHub username?
Ben Holmen. You'll never believe it. Yep, there you go.
Nice.
I'm not going to name any names, but boy, is it a pain when you're collaborating with someone and you don't know whatever goofy email address they use or
Yeah.
GitHub.
Yeah. Like, what
Chris,
if
how do you pronounce your GitHub username
what
again?
if their
Go
username
ahead.
was an Exile Pro? The
Oh
username that they
man.
created when they were 12. Yes,
Yeah, isn't that a
it
cool
is
thing?
cool that you can do it on commits. It's also kind of interesting. I was messing around with this because there's like nothing stopping me from just like attributing anybody to
Yeah.
to like a project. So like there's I have a test repo where I just like, attached other people's
You can do more
usernames
than
to it.
one too.
Hmm.
You'll see it on GitHub if you squash a PR
Hmm.
that has commits from multiple individuals. They do it. So you'll end up with co-authored by, yeah, here we go. And I'm pretty sure they show up on the contributor graph.
They do show up
So,
on the contributor graph, yeah. So I don't want to give away
oh
too
man,
much,
what
but
is the
I
most
am
embarrassing repo I can tag
tinkering.
you on? That's my new mission.
Hmm. There's a whole series of questions here. It would be very funny to just like put Taylor on every package that I've written just for kicks.
Uh-huh.
Uh, oh my god. Do it, I approve.
Perfect.
By the way, is this little chat pop up um like legible for people who are
No, I
watching?
can't see it. It is not being shared through Tuple. And it's
No,
not a.
no, no.
Oh
On
yeah,
this
I
on
see what you mean.
as it is for people who are watching. Um, oh, he just followed you on Blue Sky.
So he's
Nice.
actually doing it? See, I've been waiting to see. I've been waiting to see if the big dogs will come on over. And Adam Wathan and Taylor came over yesterday, but haven't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Yeah.
like that's the momentum that the Laravel community needs to
You
actually
know,
move over to Blue Sky.
here's the thing though. I was talking about this with somebody else. Like, um, I think the one thing that's kind of changed since last time, like, migration like this happened,
Yeah.
is some of those big players just don't post that much on Twitter anymore either. So like their
Hmm.
absence on Blue Sky, I think, is less significant. You know what I
That's
mean?
an interesting point.
Because like if you think about it,
Also,
like Taylor, Adam, Jeffrey, like they post some, but not much. You know.
mhm,
I don't know.
I think you might be right, Josh. I hope you're right.
It'd be great. It'd be so great.
It does feel different this time. Also,
It
Twitter is
it does.
objectively worse than it was, what, a year ago when there was another
It
large
does.
migration off
It
Twitter or like noise about it.
yes, it does slowly get. It continues to get worse. Um,
Chris,
so
what's your opinion about what triggered this wave?
I think I think it's the combination. Critical. What triggered? I think that it's the combination of a couple more profile people in the tech community moved over because of the changes to how blocks worked
Hmm. I
and
agree.
the changes to the terms around AI usage.
Yep.
And then I think Justin Jackson probably is single-handedly the one who like made took that little wave and turned it into a big one. Because I think
Yep.
him making that starter pack um, made it so easy for everyone to like get a baseline of people sort of set up in their feed,
Yeah.
which is like such a huge hurdle. You know what I mean? So I do really think like um, that had a huge impact. Yeah, starter packs are
Yeah.
a killer feature.
Really
And
good.
then like I
I
mean,
also think the product at Blue Sky is significantly better than every other product I've like tried to move to.
hmm
So like when I tried to go to Mastodon at first, when I tried to go to Threads, like there just wasn't a lot happening there. But when I came back to Blue Sky after being gone for a year, I came back and I immediately saw people who I didn't realize I hadn't been seen on Twitter anymore
hmm
because they were gone. But like, oh, this feels great. These are people I love to hear from as
hmm
soon as I opened the app. So I went from like the dredge of Twitter and the ads and the mess to like the perfect content that I wanted to see.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I also think like I think in our very small community, like I don't think that my my tweet was specifically important, but I think enough people rallied behind that one tweet that like,
Hmm.
you know, that
That good things are happening.
that one tweet got like, is still people are still retweeting it. It's like at 18,000 views or something like that,
Hmm.
like um I think that there was just like a ton of energy over just a few days, and that was enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually tried it again. A real life friend of mine mentioned that he's been on Blue Sky exclusively. He told me I should check it out. He's not in tech community at all. So I
hmm
planted a seed last week. And then when Kelsey Hightower moved over, like
hmm
straight up deleted his Twitter,
Yeah.
that was really like, oh wow, this is someone prominent who's giving up a big following on Twitter.
Yeah.
I should go check it out. And then I had that experience of opening it up and seeing like, okay, this is actually really good.
Yeah. Yeah. I think his moving over and a couple other people like that combined with all the other stuff, like it was like
Yeah.
a
And
really
I think he
good.
moved because of what you were talking about. That's
Yes.
got to be part of it. So
Yes, for
I think
sure.
you're spot on.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's cool though. I mean, I said this before and I'll say it again. Like, I picked Mastodon because it seemed I feel like philosophically it feels a little bit better
Hmm.
because it's not like, it's not run by the same people who couldn't get Twitter into
Uh-huh.
good shape, and it's certainly a little bit more decentralized. But like, I don't care if a bunch of people are on Blue Sky. Like, this
Yeah.
is amazing, you know.
Yeah.
And it's the decentralization of Blue Sky is really interesting, actually. Um, Still sad about the Mastodon thing. Yeah, me too. I mean, I run an instance. Um, but the interesting thing about Blue Sky is everyone is their own instance, which I actually think is
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize that.
yeah. So actually, like the implementation of Blue Sky Social is
Hmm.
every single account is its own SQLite database, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, I guess you guys paired and talked about Mastodon at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, every user is a
Yep.
SQLite database, and then all of those databases, all the data from those databases contributes to the Firehose. And so like everyone has this unique ID, this DID, distributed ID, that is just like a 32 character random string, right? And that DID is totally portable. So like you can take an export of your Bluesky social account and
Mm-hmm.
import it into a different Bluesky, a different app
Oh,
protocol
sure.
server.
Yep.
And what's neat is like it is kind of like an entirely portable bundle, whereas Mastodon, like there's a lot more work of like moving followers between
Yeah.
instance and instance. Um, so theoretically, it's actually it has better characteristics for like moving between hosts, but the main downside right now is that there's really only one big host.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll kind of see how that plays out.
All right,
Okay.
Daniel, I clocked caffeinated dev now. Thank you. It's good to see you again.
Okay. Let's get
Let's get
old
this thing wired
Laravel
up,
new.
man.
Okay. So what do we got here? We'll go into Laravel
Is that an
new.
actual domain that you have?
What?
Disaster check.
Disastercheckin.com?
Is
Yeah,
that
that's the
that
thing
was
that.
the domain of that project?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious if you had some. Never mind if you're leaking out one of your many domains. By the way, this morning I almost bought mykidsnames.com,
You
but I
almost bought them.
decided
Why
not to.
didn't
I
you?
didn't because I don't think they're going to need them. I have one kid who will probably want one, but the rest I just can't think. What's a normal person going to do with their name.com?
Literally, what are your kids' names? I'm going to go buy their domains. Shank said the same thing. Like this is actually irresponsible parenting.
Oh, what does a normal person, what percentage of the world has their name.com? We have them,
Yeah, but
but we're weirdos compared
for
to the
a,
normal.
a mere
Blue Sky username. Yes, Josh.
a
Now it
mere
has a utility.
um, $10 a year or whatever, you can ensure that if they ever do become famous or whatever, that like not someone else
Yeah,
can't buy their name.
yeah, that's true.
How are
None
they
of
going to
them
get
are
their
like
custom
on the
Google
cusp
workspace?
of fame.
uh, Domains are now
Oh man.
worthwhile because of
All
Blue
right, let's
Sky.
wire this thing up, man.
Yeah.
We got
Okay.
to wire this thing up. It's almost
Um.
11 o'clock for you, and
Yeah.
I will not leave this live stream until we see this thing failing in
Do
production.
Is there an advantage to using one of the starter kits, or is that just going to get
No,
in the
I think
way?
just a welcome page is fine.
Okay. We don't even need a Git
No.
repository. Hmm.
Thanks, Josh.
Controversial take over here. I personally do not like pest.
Wow, hot take. Do you want to be more specific about that, or do you want to just leave it as don't like it?
Um, I think I just have too much PHP unit muscle memory.
Uh-huh.
But like,
Resistant to change.
I
Would you
hate
say
that.
that your brain is hardening and it's no longer as flexible as it once was?
No, I feel like the pest assertion API is cool. I think
Mm-hmm.
that some of the I think some of the pest like features that are built on top of the core are very cool. Um, like the the convention stuff, right? Whatever, I can't remember
Yeah.
what they're called.
The architecture testing.
But I hate having a bunch of functions where
Mm-hmm.
you end up having to treat them like their classes. Like you end up having to call this, and you have to do a bunch of like kind of gross hacky things where you're like calling a use function to like inject a trait onto this like class that's created for you behind the
Mm-hmm.
scenes. I'm just like, I don't mind the 4 extra lines of like having a class at the top of the file. Like that doesn't bother me. Um,
Huh. I have
so
not run into those particular pain points, so I can't like refute them, but
yeah, it's
that sounds like some very specific complaining about past.
well, I just feel like the upside is what like 4 less lines of code, and like the downside for me is that like what the code that you're writing is now abstracted away from what's actually happening, and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like I don't. The upside is not enough for that downside for me, you know.
Yeah. Were you porting an existing test suite to pest, or were you like starting from scratch in a new project and using it?
I was starting from scratch.
Huh.
Describe blocks are great. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess. I don't know. That's just I find it more fluent until it's very not. Yeah, I mean maybe that sums it up. Is like pest is feels like really great until you start like writing some real tests, and then
Wow.
suddenly you're like, oh, okay, now I have to
Wow.
like fight with this thing for like what? Um, okay, herd. What is it? Is it herd? Herd
What are you
link?
trying to do?
Is that? Yeah.
Do you
Okay.
not have your miscellaneous just linked in Herd so it picks up any new ones in there?
Mm-mm. No, I
All
have a different. I just didn't want to put this in my.
got to keep it tidy. Don't want to leak any secrets.
Okay, so we've got a thing. Is this live? Yeah, we're gonna cancel Chris.
Well,
Oh,
I'd leave a
Josh,
message in the chat if I could, but don't
you
take Nuno, please.
you didn't get it and Daniel converted you. Yeah, that's funny. We do it on verbs, and I live with it, but I it's just kind of it's like whatever. I just have to fight with it every once in a while. It's fine most of the time. It doesn't bug me too much, but I prefer PHP in it. Is basically what it comes down to.
You're gonna have
Um,
to tweet your ugliest past test in the verbs code base,
mm,
like the one that
sure,
drives you the most crazy.
sure. I'll see if I can find one.
I thought
Okay.
you were going to see if Bluesky, what we've been working on. I thought you were going to see if that worked.
Isn't that what we're doing?
I thought I sent you off on a rabbit trail of hunting for the ugliest past test you've ever written,
Oh, no, no,
and I was trying to keep you from doing that.
no. Sure. npm install. Um, okay. So here we are. I guess we're gonna need. Oh, I actually have. So we
Yeah,
need
oh yeah, let's
Socialite,
see the
right?
shortcut to symlink a package that you're working on.
Hmm. Okay. Um, where is Socialite? It's funny how
Rabbit
you call
trail,
them
rabbit
rabbit
hole.
trails.
Yeah,
No, I call them
we
rabbit
call them rabbit
holes.
hole.
I don't call them rabbit trails.
Maybe that's a Wisconsin thing. Rabbit
Yeah.
trail, rabbit trail. You know, when I said that, I kind of wondered, is it rabbit trail or is it something else?
No. All right. So we want to get Socialite. Um, and then we want. Okay. I don't do this very often, but composer link. Um,
Hmm.
open source, and then what did I call this other thing? This is socialite providers fork.
I feel like these are synonyms, rabbit trails and rabbit holes.
I
They're
feel like I've
both
heard a
like
lot of rabbit trails and
distractions
podcast
from
trails
where
that
you
you
want
want
to
to go.
go.
Okay, look at that. It just worked. So this is...
Oh, can you show me what you did?
Yeah.
All right, so composer link.
Yeah.
And then did that modify your composer
Yeah, it could...
JSON to include, like, what is that key you have to include?
The repositories.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So that added that specific one, and then let me guess, your script also included Socialite providers, like as a requirement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Look at you.
When you do a lot of
You do a couple
package
packages.
development. I'm at 50. They said
Oh,
in
congrats.
the Laracon EU thing 50 packages, and I was like 50 packages, and I went and I counted it. And I was like, oh yeah, it is 50 packages. Look at that.
Are you speaking at Laracon EU? I feel like yeah. What's your talk about?
It's about contributing to open source.
Oh, look at that. And here we are.
Here we are.
Perfect. Congrats, by the way.
Thanks. All right. I can't remember how Socialite works, so we're going to have to do this. So, okay. So we're going to set up these web.php. We'll set these up. Assume that's okay.
And then we get to do our own.
This is going to be Bluesky. Bluesky.
Do you still have our custom one on the
user? Oh, on the README. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not the README. That's the README. So we said do this. Okay. Yep.
So I think that URL there does not match what you had in the README, actually. Like in the config. Oh, it does. Never mind.
I guess
ignore me.
We can grab this whole thing too and go into services. Nope. Is there not a services? No, there is. And we'll create a Bluesky one.
And what do we do with that redirect URI? Do we need it?
Yeah, I mean, we can do, this should be just auth.
Redirect, right?
It's going to be actually auth callback. The redirect URI is where they redirect. They should redirect back to after.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right. Yep.
So
you're 100%.
Theoretically, we should be able to. Oh, I keep on. I have.
Josh wants your composer link thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You should share that. Like talk about it a little bit.
It's not mine actually. It's I don't think it's. I've had it around for so long, but I'm pretty sure I got it from somewhere else.
I love it when your browser does that.
So this. Bluesky.
Interesting.
Okay, interesting. All right, we'll get there in a second.
All right, that's a good start.
So maybe that comment about Laravel 11 is a thing. Okay, hold on. 1 second. If I click this, can you guys just see black right now, right? Okay, let me just you can see, well, you can see my terminal, but the I don't know what's in my configs here, so I don't want to like but I'm where is composer link? Composer link. God, I don't even actually. All right,
Old screen.
All right, I used to have a hold screen before this computer, but it's fine. I'll get you the composer link thing at some point, but I can't find it right now. Okay, so what was the problem? The problem was we don't have
Bluesky not supported. Do you have to register that in the contributing docs? You have to register something. What was that?
Yeah, but I think the problem is that. I mean, let's
Add
see
the
here.
provider to the mono repo builder YAML.
Yeah, I think it's this though.
Oh, sorry. Let me get back to you.
So we need to do event listen in the app service provider. I bet if we go into app service provider, and is this in the boot method? We put this here. Oh, good night,
See ya,
Chang.
Sheng.
So we're basically saying when Socialite was called, we are going to extend Socialite with Bluesky.
Mm-hmm.
Bluesky. It seems silly that we need to do this, but let's
Yeah.
see. Does that get us? Okay. So client
Perfect.
secret.
Interesting. What's looking for that?
So interesting. It just assume or it expects um,
That something exists
that
there.
something exists here. It might even not like a null. Let's find out. Oh,
Nope. We're good.
all right. Good night. Man, this is annoying. I'm just using Safari so that I don't have to deal with all my tabs and stuff, but
Yeah.
it doesn't auto format JSON. Okay, so here we are.
That's good.
Looks great. Looks
Yep.
perfect.
That's what I expected to be.
Okay, so that's cool. All right,
And you were
so
specifically hitting that metadata URL, right? I can't see your
yes.
full URL.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's just do a, or actually, let's just do it here. Edit configurations. Um, is that what I want to be doing? No, that's fine. I'm just going to open up a terminal here. So herd share. Okay, so this now
Are you
is
still going to be? Yeah. Great question, Josh. I was just thinking that. I don't think it is.
let's if you hit it using explodes, the client
Can
URL.
you hit that? Can you hit the client,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the metadata or
What
whatever?
the hell is that now? I have to look it up again.
I don't
So
think it's going to.
it's got it.
Oh.
Yep, 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 yep.
Side note: how are they doing that under the hood? Are they just doing a find and replace in the
No,
output, or is there a?
the URL generator by default uses the URL of the request. You have to
Oh.
explicitly like configure it not to do that if you don't want it
Yep.
to. Yeah, it uses the request URL. It's actually, I mean, there's a kind of a security thing around that that never got fully resolved, I don't think, but it's fine. Okay, so here we are. We've got this shared with expose. So, okay, so this is all configured. So now I mean,
Now we
theoretically,
go for
if
it.
we just go to /off/redirect, right? This should redirect us off to invalid grant.
Validation code body parameter code
Invalid grant.
to the docs.
Trusted host in production protects that.
I don't see any keys that are named code. There's a response type code in our OAuth metadata.
But that's what they specifically
Yeah, but
said
they
to
don't explain that what
use.
that is.
So typically,
Oh, hold on. There is a.
hmm,
Hmm.
Let's just dump this. What? I'm just curious what the full. So client ID is this URL. That's what we want. Redirect URI is the callback. Scopes looks right. Response type, code, and state. Okay, so this all seems
Uh-huh.
correct to
I
me.
don't think this is going to do it, but I think we are going to have to be on HTTPS here.
We are on
They said that
HTTPS.
we are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
But
Yep.
the URL that it's putting in that file is HTTP.
Is it?
I think so. And I think
God,
that redirect URL was also.
I hate that this is it doesn't show you what the URL is.
Okay,
Oh, you're
Josh is
right.
giving us clues. Trust
Yeah.
hosts in production.
Oh no, that's just talking about the other issue.
Oh, I missed it.
I thought I had copied the HTTPS.
I think it's the
Uh,
same URL just with HTTPS.
oh wait, all right. Let me see. Is it HTTPS? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So if we go HTTPS, oops, HTTPS. Oh, you know what? It may be that it's not getting, it's not necessarily getting a secure URL when it generates the URL. We'll see.
Yeah.
Um, Off redirect.
Oh, yeah, because Valet might be hitting
Let's
it
see.
insecurely.
Yeah.
So if you
So
look at the dump that you had in there, I'm pretty sure it had an insecure URL. But I don't think that's causing this thing. I just noticed it. Yep, that's
yeah, it
insecure.
is. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean that is a
So
problem.
that
That's
we
not the
might
right
run into
word.
that later with our particular dev setup. Okay.
Mm,
So
maybe
so
I'll.
when we post it, validation of code body parameter.
Yeah,
What's the
I think that we should um I think that we should force HTTPS. Um,
I get 0 results for that error message. This is the joy of working with like a little baby OAuth setup. People haven't beat their heads into it enough yet.
yeah, what is hard secure? Well, we're going through expose, so it is secure. Um,
Uh, that's a great question. If you're using herd and then you secure it and then you expose it, what does it use HTTPS on the backside? I don't know.
just see
In app service provider.
an app service
Herds.
provider.
I'm not sure.
Let me look at what in app service provider? What do we do in app service provider? There's like a there's URL. Is there like a force scheme GPS? All right, well that created it, and the only problem is in this, it's going to be secure true. Secure true. I bet you that'll get us there. Okay.
Hey, there you go.
So that'll at least force it. Auth redirect. Okay, I'm going to copy this. Let's see. Okay, so validation of code body parameter. Body parameter.
So it posted to OAuth token, first of all. I mean, they responded with something. That's good. That does not.
Get token URL. So do we have to like here it looks like get access token response. This is like so it may be that we need to
Like
that
the
the
one.
default does the default no
So just to be clear, this is the abstract one. Did we write anything about getting token fields that was unique to our provider that we like copied from the other one? Or are we just using like the Socialite package?
I think we're just using a Socialite. But this is interesting. So that didn't dump.
Yeah, I think it
dump anything.
It barfed before then, I think.
Well, it should. So if we look at our provider, like we're not implementing any of that stuff. So it should just be using the parent stuff, in which case, like this get token URL is just getting called right. So this is get access token response, right? This is the method here. So at this point, is this happening? So like that's not happening.
Yeah. Do you mind looking at the stack trace a little bit? Where are we in this? So
here, I don't know that this is going to be.
And we're on the callback URL, right?
Yeah, they're calling back with the error.
Hold on. Say that again. They're calling back with an error, or are we generating an error when we try to get the user?
Right.
So what if you just like, I don't know, dump out, like what do we even have on that? I guess a bunch of get parameters.
So this is the, oops, no.
So they should be giving us a token there, right?
Well, this is, I mean, like, this is something, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, what? We have to get it to call some code.
Yeah, so first of all, can you show me what URL they're passing back here? So they redirect back to us, auth callback, ISS, whatever ISS is, and then a state. Oh, there.
Look.
Oh, look at that error. Use of PK CE is required. That's one of the implementations they have.
Request. Okay, so
Yeah.
PKCE,
Okay.
I think that's something that we can do. PKCE uses PKCE. So
it's been in Socialite. Looks like 4 years.
So let's see, which ones do this? Like DocuSign says true. Is there anything that they have to do? It doesn't look like it. Just set that flag. Docs say all climb. Okay, so let's try it one more time with that flag
There's
on.
nothing in the docs about it, but
Hey!
okay.
Look at us.
Can you show me what network hops we just saw?
Um,
So we hit redirect.
on.
We went up to Bluesky. They hit our callback, right? Or no, they haven't hit our callback yet. They hit our callback because there was an error with our original request, I bet.
We hit redirect. That sent the browser over to Bluesky. Bluesky requested the metadata file.
Is this going up in order?
Oh, maybe.
15?
Wait,
It doesn't
no.
seem like it would be. Oh, interesting.
Add proto DID. Interesting.
Huh.
Huh.
Okay. So I'm guessing we were seeing that exception on the callback URL. I think they redirected us there because we weren't using PKCE or whatever,
Yeah.
PCKE. So they just immediately hit our callback with the error message.
Yeah. And we just
But
were
now,
not
because
seeing
we
it.
had now we're still at Bluesky. We haven't been redirected
We
back
haven't been
yet.
redirected back yet.
Yeah.
So I
We're
sign
going
in.
black screen here, man.
Do I want to sign in with my main account for this, or should we like create a test
So you
account?
could do an app specific password on it too,
That's true. Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
interesting that you can OAuth with an app specific password.
That
Probably.
is kind of fascinating. All right, let me create an app password. Add app password. Let's see here. Auth testing. Okay, got that copied. And more that. Okay.
Here we go.
Invalid.
Oh, I guess you can't. Huh.
Let me see.
I mean, what's the problem with authorizing it? I see you
Nothing.
just send it, man.
Yeah. What email address did I use? SKY. Okay. Yeah, one sec. Black screen. Um, uh, Interesting. So you can't use an app specific password. All right, we're back. Um, so this, oh,
Not sketchy at all.
interesting. Why is it
Uniquely
showing?
identify you. And then look at that transition generic. They don't have a like human friendly version of that.
Yeah.
I wonder if you didn't request transition generic. Like if you were really just using this as like I'm going to create a user account with your unique ID.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if you could just request that AT proto.
It does kind of feel like it.
So if you don't want to like post on Blue Sky as someone, but you just need to have them log in, I bet you could.
Yeah. Yeah,
Huh.
probably. But it's interesting that it's showing this.
So actually the app that I'm going to build with this, I don't need to post as the user. So I think I would probably want to just pass up the
Yeah, I
AT
think by
proto.
default we should not.
We should probably expose those scopes in the config, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I am still kind of like, why on earth is it, um, like, why is it showing the client ID instead of one of these other things that we
Oh, I see what you
have?
mean.
It's a little strange, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, obviously that doesn't matter that much, but like,
yeah, it kind of
um,
matters. I see what you mean.
it will matter at some point. But let's see. Okay, so let's see. You are being redirected. Okay, so at this point,
Depop? Hey, that was a key. What was the depop?
we
Demonstrating proof of possession, depop. There's an RFC for it.
hmm,
Didn't want to learn about depop tonight, but here we are.
Okta.
Used primarily in OAuth 2.0. It's generally implemented using JWTs. The client creates a depop proof token that is signed with the client's private key. It's then sent along with the access token and API requests.
You know what? It makes sense that you would need to do something like this because there is no client secret, right?
Mm.
And I'm guessing that Socialite does not have Depop anywhere.
One reference.
Oh, Depop bound access tokens are true. Okay. So first thing, packagist. Um, like, is there a Depop? Okay.
68 downloads.
68 downloads.
There's an OAuth. What? Oop,
Where? What?
where was it? There was one with millions near the top. HWI support for authenticating users. 17 million.
I mean, let's just see what this is. I'm noticing I was immediately going to click into source, and then you're always like, what's it say in the README? So I'll look at the README first. Um,
Yeah, you win this one though.
so,
God.
provides implementations. Okay, so we are a client. Sweet
What's the FA in the
FA.
README? Maybe go back one more to the README. What did he see? FA? The hell is an FA, Josh?
I don't know. He'll tell us eventually. All right. Client's applications to make the request. Use the proof factory. Oh,
Oh, fuck off.
aka.
Okay.
um, yeah, it requires. I mean,
I was really hoping someone else had an OAuth client that needed this in
this
Socialite.
I mean, I'm tempted to just install this package and just copy and paste this code for now, even though obviously, but like this person has clearly spent a lot of time thinking about
Yeah.
Depop. Like we could maybe get away with just like stealing some code here, but I mean, this looks freaking intense. All right.
Those are some very well thought out comments.
This
All right,
is
Socialite. I'm just gonna hunt in the Socialite repo and see if someone's mentioned Depop.
wait, no, this is not the
No, no one has.
no. All right,
No issues, no pull requests.
I'm just gonna install that package for now. We can do a little bit more digging into it, but this has legit vibes to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, where were we?
Does it say what the license is on it? MIT. Good.
MIT. Chat GPT reckons something. Okay. So when making a request to the authorization server, so we need to include this when we are getting when we are exchanging our code for a I don't think it's here. I think it's before this.
You think it's happening? You think it's happening when we do the get token?
I think
That
so.
makes sense.
I think so because it's. Do we
Yeah.
still have that?
That exception.
Yeah. Let's see where. Okay. What? Let's get rid of some
It's
stuff.
probably that Laravel tab, third from the end.
This one can go away. This one can go away. This one
Wow,
can
this
go
is
away.
you actually close tabs. That's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's doing the user.
So when we
post
post to the token, so that means that in the there's like a token get access token response. Is this what get token URL? Yeah.
Yep.
So this is the
Get
one.
token headers. It's got to be in that get token headers, right?
Get token headers. Yeah. Well.
So it's going to post up, and I'm guessing you include a header.
Okay. So we get ourselves a factory. We set up the algorithms. We are. Oh, interesting. So this is all PSR stuff. So let's see. So it wants to create the request, and then it creates a proof from the request object, and then we add this depop header. And then we need this nonce for future requests. Interesting. Oof. Okay. So this post method calls this request. This request async. Hold on one sec. Of course. Is there a way to pass this like the request object so that because like it's oh interesting. So this is calling transfer on a PSR request object. So arguably, we may need to do this so we have access to the request. I think just for trying to get something done, let's just like sort of, I don't know, just like steal all this stuff and kind of manipulate it into something. Okay. So basically, this ultimately calls all this code. So headers, I assume this is just the string headers, yeah. So headers is just this right now, right? We don't have. Oh, I guess this can just be options, right? So we'll just extract this out, and we'll call this options. So we have our client. Right, and then I'm guessing that this is not a public function. No. How do you? What's this? Oh, you just do it that way. Just do this call, right? There we go. I think that works. I guess, does this need to not be? I'm not sure. I think this is okay. So let's pretend like this works. We get this stuff. So is this utils? Guzzle PSR. All right, so this is the URI. I'm guessing that client build URI is private 2. So we're just gonna assume that that's okay. Okay. So this was a post, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so at this point, we have we have a request object. So like hypothetically, we can do this stuff. Dot dot dot. Well, what's the dot 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 is the thing that seems very important to me. Oh my god, it needs so many things.
This is one of the most German packages I've ever seen, and I mean that in a very complimentary way.
Oh my god.
In the README, it's fully unit tested and full static analysis to avoid the introduction of any unintended bugs. I was trying to find this guy. Cannot find Daniel Berger on the internet. He's a phantom.
Okay, proof factory markdown. Okay, sure. Okay.
So the clock
New
is
clock. Let's
what was
see.
that dependency? I saw that one.
PSR 20. Clock. Is there something that implements this?
PSR/clock.
Oh my god. Okay. New class implements clock interface.
Oh, because you're not actually installing this thing.
Well, I don't. It's just easier to do this, I think. Turn new date time immutable. Yeah. Okay. MoveOn.com. What is this not a thing? That okay. So we got past clock. Now what's this? Web.
So that's from all of these are in the package.
Okay, why is
But you didn't actually pull a package in, right?
No, I did pull the package in.
You did. Okay.
It's not wanting. It's not finding it though. It's in the markdown file. Depop. Does this? Okay, hold on. So here's this. What do you? Yeah, this thing. Right? Oh. Proof token encoder. Encoder web token proof. I'm gonna assume that he meant this. Because this is in the same namespace. Alright, so we still need to find. Okay, dpop token loader interface. Does this implement token encoder interface? Do we have a token loader interface? Here's the one. Wait. It seems like an easier implementation using League auth2 client. Oh, interesting. We're past PKCE, and now we are dealing with the fact that the Bluesky OAuth implementation needs this depop signature, which no other Socialite provider does. So there's no place to steal from. Put
What about
PHP auth? So, Josh, you're just saying like just see what that like what's boy, this scares me.
which part?
Yes. Okay. No, I don't.
I love the idea of a class calling a public function that you implemented somewhere else.
So wait, Josh, you're saying
Then I'm wondering if we should search for JWTs in the Socialite code. because it uses JWTs, so maybe it like Depop is like a very specific term.
Yeah, well, there's this package. So this does Depop stuff, Josh, is what you're saying? There is, but it uses a bunch of the Bluesky TypeScript SDK stuff, so it's not super useful to steal from. Oh, exceeded a secondary rate limit.
What?
Oh boy.
How did you get there? Oh, you're in.
Wild. How am I hitting a GitHub rate limit? That scares me a little bit.
Guillermo, there is a Node OAuth. That's one of the 2 first-party implementations.
So you said there's also something in here that does it? Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me search. Okay. Let's see, well, let me do it now. No. Yeah, no reference to Depop in either of those packages, Josh. I mean, I don't know. We were cooking it. I don't know if we're getting past this.
I feel like we ground to a halt on this.
Like, honestly, it almost feels like reading the RFC is going to be easier than figuring out this package.
That might be a lie. I don't see where this is implemented in the Node package. Like, how are they getting this for free somehow? Are we overthinking it? Just want someone to explain Depop.
Well, I think what
I think you're right, Josh.
I actually think what it is that it's the other way around. JWT Depop is made for signing JWTs. So you need to be able to generate a JWT to create a Depop signature, but I don't think it's the other way around. Like if you look at this, this is basically like some signature of a token like with the URI and like method like encoded in it like to prevent replay attacks. Um so I think like it's almost like a superset of JWTs, not the other way around, as far as I can tell. I could be wrong. I mean, I guess we can just go down this road a little bit further. Like, Okay, this is optional, so like whatever. Um, like these two are optional, so we're not going to touch them. Like we only have these two classes to instantiate. So what does this take? This takes new algorithm, algo manager. No. There is no algorithm manager class. The hash algo you're using, which I think defaults to H264, could be the issue. What do you mean? Oops. Okay. What's the absolute most simple way to add depop to a OAuth? Okay. First, generate a proof JWT. Oh, I see. So it's the JWT is just the mechanism that is just like the format for providing the proof. So you basically create a payload, you base 64 encode it, you open SSL sign it, and then you include it in the headers. Okay. So like at the very bare minimum, it's like kind of this. This is starting to make a little sense at least. So I think I'm gonna get rid of all this for now. And I'm not even sure that we need to do the request stuff. But like, okay. So we know that this this is the HTML method, this is HTML URL, right? So IAT is just a new datetime, right? Client ID is this client ID, right? Is that used anywhere else? This client ID. Okay. Um, are we doing method anywhere? Well, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna.
This one would always be a post, right?
Yeah. Okay. Token RSA. Okay. So now we need the payload. Do we have the payload? We have it as form parameters. Which seems like weird, right? But I'm just gonna pull this out into a payload for now.
Mm-hmm.
Just, um, oh wait, no, this is our payload. I see. Never mind. I take it back.
You were wondering what you're signing.
Yeah, I mean, at some point it needs to sign something, right? So this is, right, so this is the encoded payload. And then this is just the token. we sign those concatenated into a signature. Private key is what? Private key is a private key. Is there uh, okay. It's not yeah, it's not. The problem is that the Bluesky endpoint requires um, that we do this.
And I think, well, probably just an OAuth request, or maybe on every single. It's not every single API request, is it?
I think it's just on the API. Yeah, I think it's.
Would it be in everyone though? Like if you want to call subsequent API requests, are you going to have to use this?
No, I think it's just on the OAuth requests.
Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna create a private key now. Every request needs it.
I'm inclined to agree with Josh, but let's worry about that later.
Yeah.
If we can figure it
I mean,
out on
let's
one.
get one request.
Yeah.
All right, so we encode the payload, we encode the headers, we get our signature, we get our JWT. So then we need to add. So this is basically headers dpop is this. Um, oh, so I mean, at this point, it feels like we actually don't need to do all this other stuff. We can essentially, I think we can, simplify a lot of this down to just kind of what was happening above, but like setting, or we can do it in get token headers, right? Because there's nothing. I don't think there's anything in any of this that really cares about the request, right? Oh, probably just OAuth requests. Yeah, I think it is just OAuth requests. Um, yeah, I mean, it does make sense, Josh. It's like we don't have like a pre-shared secret, so
Yep.
you need to like have additional guarantees. Like it does kind of make sense. Okay, so I think if we actually just switch this to get token headers, right? This is going to be, that's going to be, we're going to set this, and then we're also going to set dpop to something, right? And so I'm pretty sure that if we just take, we just take this and okay, we get ourselves a private key. We get ourselves a 1 minute thing. Okay, so the URI is going to be this get token URL. These are our timestamps. This is kind of a silly way to do this because this is giving you a Unix timestamp. So This can literally be time, and this can literally be date plus 1 minute, right? This returns, you know, why am I bothering? It's fine.
Yeah.
Then, so we get our payload, we get our token, we encode the payload, we encode this header, we get our OpenSSL signature, and so like hypothetically that and all of this stuff was just me trying to get at the PSR response, which if we're not using that package, we don't need to do at all. Okay. I mean, this is something.
Yep.
That's more than what we had before. So do we have... okay. So off.
Redirect.
Redirect. Here we go. Sign in. Black screen for a second. No items to show. Oh, that's because my... oops. What did I just do? Some keyboard shortcut that's not the same in Safari. I have to do... I think my 1Password, yeah, it just is set to bsky.app. So I need to add... now I should... there we go. All right. All right. Okay, here we are. We're back. We're back. You ready? I'm going to click this
Hit
button
that
and
button.
see what happens. Being redirected. Invalid depop proof.
Hey, is this the same exception? I think it is.
That's the exact same thing.
Okay. Invalid. How do you troubleshoot that? Invalid depop proof.
Yeah, I mean, maybe depop validator or whatever. Is there?
Did you add the depop header to the request?
I'm
I mean, it might be
fairly
worth
certain
just
that
doing a
it
little dump
did.
on what we're doing.
Yeah. So.
Yep. So this is returning the headers for that token request.
Yeah. Right. So I guess. And there's only one headers function that this cares about.
Yeah, I mean, that would be. Do you want to put a quick dump where, just to make sure we're hitting this method? I'm kind of fascinated by your headers, arrow headers. That's the second time you've done that.
So it's just a habit that I get into because if I have multiple dumps, it gets
Yeah.
so much easier to figure out which one I care about. Um, okay, yeah. So let's see. Is that? Let's try it again.
Can you just refresh this page? Probably would work
We
for
could
like
try.
1 minute or something like that.
Nope, just redirected back over or whatever. That's fine. Okay, we got a herd.
You got a dump. I mean, it's got something, but
It's
man, this is one of those tough things. Like, it looks like a Depop header,
yeah.
that I just learned about 45 minutes ago, but how do we troubleshoot something so opaque?
Okay, this is the header. It is Depop. I just want to make sure that that's right. This unique ID seems like a really bad idea, but it's fine for now. It's an RSA key, and this is an RSA key. Two R 256. I may be misunderstanding, but it looks like Depop header should just be a single token, though. Why are they concatenated? That's just how it told us. So it is, it's the header plus the payload plus the signature are concatenated with dots. I know this is what ChatGPT or whatever AI thing I was using told me to do. I guess one simple trick would be to create a new chat and use a different engine and just see if it tells us something different. Okay, what's the absolute simplest way to add Depop to an auth to token request in PHP? Yeah, search for accurate and up-to-date information, please.
There isn't a simple direct. We're so hosed.
Header, payload, encoded signature. Okay, sweet. Thank you,
Thanks for
Josh.
checking on that, Josh.
That's freaking hilarious. Okay.
That's the most honest
What
AI response you can ask for.
if I just wanted a proof?
JKT is an axis.
Okay, so let's just see if this is like what this is doing, right? Because these are all kind of the same. It's very similar, so like maybe there's just like a slight difference that okay. For my sanity, I'm going to create a new file called. Do we know what Depop stands for?
Distributed proof of something.
Okay, right.
Hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
Whatever. Depop.php.
Demonstrating proof of possession.
Okay. All right. So this is generating a key pair. This is doing. Okay.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, interesting. Well, wait. This is getting us a public key in a different way. N. What's N?
What could N possibly be?
There's an E in this one. Okay.
OpenSSL. What were
G.
the two methods? OpenSSL p key get details.
Yeah.
And what was the other one on the left? What did that one use?
I was just generating the
Picking
key.
new. Okay.
I mean, I think
Okay. This is so in the weeds. N is a key that you get out of OpenSSL p key get details. So this thing here, that's legit. It is the modulus, whatever that is. The other things are public exponent, private exponent, prime 1, and prime 2.
okay, well, here's part of the problem.
There's no way you need to reach in and get a modulus. What?
This could be that I was just not getting an OpenSSL key properly. Let me
Yeah.
try that real quick.
You could dump out the RES PCT.
Say that again.
You could dump out. What do you gain out of that? OpenSSL p key new. I guess I can look at the docs too.
I mean, I guess we have
That
a.
returns an OpenSSL asymmetric key instance. Oh. To use Josh's expression, this particular PHP doc has FA.
Why is that's not exposed anywhere? Okay. Give me a new one. Give me a new one. Oops.
So is my chat still not working? I tried refreshing.
Are you saying things?
I did put in another thing.
Uh,
A link to the doc. I don't understand.
oh, you know what? You try to say something that's not a URL.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just that it's not letting you paste URLs.
Okay. And
Kinda
that's
makes
everything I've been pasting in.
kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, I was hopeful about that one for a second. A wild Ben appeared. All right, I need to stop in like a couple minutes.
Yeah.
It's getting quite late. Okay. Okay, I want to let's go. I mean, freaking let's just copy and paste this code and see what happens. So, um okay. So, we will just do all of this, comment all this out, comment this out. Okay, so we get our algorithm, we do the stuff, it doesn't, we don't need a public key for any reason. So, okay, we need the URL. So it's gonna be, okay, wait. Pasting it early. Wonder if that private key needs to exist locally somewhere rather than being generated in case it uses it twice somehow.
Or like
I
subsequent
don't.
requests or
I think for
something.
subsequent requests that's true, but I think that we're still stuck on this first one. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly certain.
ES256.
Algo should be ES256. Oh, instead of RS. Oh, interesting.
And the JWT header fields also include that.
Okay, let's do it one piece at a time. But yes, you're probably right. I'm just gonna
So,
do exactly what it said first, or as close to what it said first, and then we'll,
okay.
yeah. Okay. So this is our next run. Let me see. I have heard here. I mean, I'm just gonna kill this stuff. Okay. So back we go. Let's see what happens. No, I have to go.
Chris, I'm glad we're doing this together. I would not want to do this myself.
We
Of
got a
all
new
the things to get
error.
stuck on, that array, it's something to do with that, getting the key
Oh, wait,
details.
but I did dump. Oh, shit. I thought I dumped those details.
Okay, so it is 28 there.
Hmm?
Line 28 is where you were getting your exception, I think. Now it's 30.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, I see what you're doing. All
let's just see what is in
right. Oh,
that
thank God you put
next
that
time.
details key there. I wouldn't know where we were.
Okay, so what is this N? Okay, what is N?
So that open SSL p key get details returns an array.
N just
And
looking.
modulus. Yep, that's what it is. Okay.
Okay, but this N doesn't exist. Okay, can we at least
Guillermo,
get?
we can't see the URL you're pasting. You're going to have to spell it out.
Wait. Back when y'all said y'all looked at demos, was this
I think
repo?
he's trying to
Oh,
paste a link, but we can't see it.
oh. I'm the same username as Bluesky Social Cookbook.
It's interesting that there's a Go example because they don't have a Go client.
No, they do. They're
They
well,
do?
a lot of their no, a lot of the server implementation is in Go. So like if you look at this, there's like a whole separate Go repo of
Oh,
this
I
kind of
missed
stuff.
that. Okay.
What are you suggesting that we look at in here? Did we get a? I can't. Where are we? I can't remember if I did this already, so I'm just gonna do it again with that dump statement and see. Do we get a? Okay, we get a herd thing. Okay, so it doesn't. Oh, it's under RSA.
Oh, that's weird. Did you change the key type as long as we're like
I
just in case?
I didn't. I was just worried that things. So what it needs to be at
What was it?
ES
E
256. Like what?
Yes, ES 256. Um,
Is it all the same except for ES 256? I'm just.
I think so. So when you generate the key, you're gonna have to do that. I didn't see if you changed that, and then in the JW this thing, we're gonna update too.
All right.
How do you change the key type?
So
Your key up there was a SHA-256. You might have to change that too.
yeah, like look, it's all different things now. Okay. Let's just okay. So
Oh yeah, I expected that to just be like a different key that you passed or a different parameter you passed in. But I'm not. It's not. Nothing is easy with this.
okay. This base 64 URL. I don't know what. Oh, base 64 URL encode. Okay.
What?
I don't know. Okay. So now these change, and then what is this? This is this whole thing changes too, but this is static. What did I just do? Oh my god. Okay. So key details. Okay, now it's looking under EC, so maybe that's going to be correct. Okay, and then this is our payload. Does anything change here? Post IT. No, that's all the same. Base 64 URL encode now. Interesting. Do you think that matters?
So it's doing an R trim. Really? R trim. What's strtr? Is that like string?
String translate. It like translates one string.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, I used that in the Laracon puzzle. Because it's shorter than string replace.
Right. I think. I mean, you know
So
what?
it does a base.
I don't know. Whatever. We'll use it first, and then if we don't need it, it's fine. Base 64.
For what it's worth, you swapped a few references that were just base 64 in code.
I think that's what it was. It's using this.
Oh, okay.
Instead of base 64 encode.
Got it.
Okay, so theoretically that looks like everything else is the same. I mean, whatever. We can look at this Python thing too if it makes sense, but Python means nothing to me, so
They're using
back to an invalid one. So
they're
EC.
using a couple of standard or not standard, a couple of libraries in that Python implementation. Well, do you want to punt on it here, Chris, or do you want to keep?
I
Like,
really
what would
don't
you
want
work
to.
on next? Oh,
Oh my God.
what are these?
Okay. Sure. I'm not even
I
gonna
mean, none of
look.
this is in the library from the German.
I mean, how do you know? There's so much code in that library.
Well, the proof factory is only 151 lines. We almost got 151 lines of trash from that chat GPT there.
I don't know. Let's see. What's it doing here? Let's bring your so what is it? Where's it using this? Raw signature is so DER. Okay. I mean, this is easy enough. Like, so this is basically saying, um, here, so we get this signature, and then we basically have to say, base 64 signature is this static, this guy. Maybe is all we need to do. What time is it there for you? Are you an hour behind me or?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's only kind of late for you.
Yeah, you're in deeper than I am.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
are you kidding me?
That's a new error. ChatGPT really giving it that? Yeah.
By the way, what is your chatbot application you keep pulling out?
This is Raycast.
Oh, wait a second.
Raycast
That's a
has like a built-in.
okay. Huh. I use Raycast, but is this the pro one or something?
It's the Pro.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one I have does not persist a separate window, which can be a little obnoxious.
Yeah. It's like Command Shift I is what it is for me. There is like a separate keyboard shortcut for it.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. But let's just celebrate that we have a new error for real.
Well, what's
So what
weird,
was it complaining about?
it's saying to use a depop nonce. Okay,
Use
I mean, you know what? I rarely do this, but like it's
There's no shame here. It's only 6 people watching, and
ah.
one of them is me.
Okay. Add the nonce to your proof.
Don't
Okay.
include it. Well,
First
we're
make your
definitely not including it.
okay. Wait. First, make a request to get the nonce. Well, if the but we're getting an error. mm, That doesn't make any sense, right? Don't then receive it. Right, that's yeah. Oh, then receive the nonce via the header in the error response. Interesting. So is there's like a nonce in here? Or no, there's a nonce in the all right. Good night. Um there's a nonce in the response. Okay, I think it's safe to kill this code because this is further away from correct. So this um, this, or I'm just gonna grab this whole thing. So is there a nonce somewhere in this response object? Let's see. Okay, so what do we get? Oops, that's the wrong thing. What did we get? That's headers, details. Oh, wait. Client error. Is that... Client error is happening in this middleware. Does the request exception... So if instead I say try return parent, I'm not good in Safari. Interesting. Oh wait, it hasn't thrown
You
the
haven't picked up a new
exception.
one yet.
Why is this taking so much longer?
I think they turn off Bluesky at night.
Well, it is. The sky is clearly not blue anymore. Oh my god.
I gotta admit, I'm wondering if it would make more sense to pull in the other. Oh, nice. To pull in the other package. Did your hold on? Did your
Oh,
exposed tunnel die?
no, herd crashed.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I've never crashed herd before.
The the logger, the new logger can be a little aggressive. Um, so that the dump server, if you
Mm-hmm.
happen to dump something that's like kind of big,
Doesn't like it.
so I'm guessing that probably something in dumping this entire response object.
Have you heard how that's wired up?
The dump server?
Yeah.
It's just a auto prepend file in the php.ini file that comes with herd.
Mm-hmm.
Is that is that
My understanding was a custom extension, but I think what you're describing makes more sense than what I understood.
no? It's just an auto prepend file. Like if you look at if you look at the config file,
Yeah.
you can actually see it's just this.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So the problem. So if that is the problem, then this is, and the exception was. God, I wish I could remember what the exception was. It was it was like a curl response exception. Guzzle not bad response exception. Request exception. Um, so here's the response. Response is this, and we want headers and body. Okay. maybe that will be a little bit less appalling to herd. Okay. All right, so that's the error.
Mm-hmm. There's a depop none. Interesting.
Okay.
So we have to use.
So if
We're probably getting that in the original.
no, I think you have to make this request and get this nonce, and then try again.
Oh.
So
And then you have to keep track of that nonce then. Where did
right.
I saw that in that Depop package?
Yeah. So okay. So basically, let's just put on here like protected nonce is null.
Okay, if no nonce is currently stored, the nonce claim will be omitted from the generated Depop token, and the next request is expected to fail.
Yes.
You're totally on it.
Yeah. So we basically do this, and we say if, we're not even going to do an if. We're just going to say, so nonce is get
Jeez.
response, get headers, or get header, and what was it called? It was just called depop nonce, right?
Oh, thanks, Josh.
What's up? Oh.
He's confirming your intuition.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we get this value, which is going to be an array.
I wonder why you would have more than one.
Headers are weird like that. I'm going to do an array wrap just in case. And I get the first one. Right? Like headers technically can always have multiple values, so a lot of things
Oh, yeah.
represent them as an array no matter what. It just depends on the
Okay.
implementation. This seems like the conditional on that file.
Here we go.
If it's yeah. So
Yep.
that code we will add. Let's just put like fix me do this on. But for right now, we're just going to assume that that's why we're getting a request exception. So we get our nonce. We say this nonce equals, and then we let's say if null equals this nonce, so that we don't get into some recursive loop, and then return this get access token response. Otherwise, just throw the exception, right? So now the key should be added only if we have the value. Okay, so we have it stored.
Where do we?
So we're going to pass this nonce over here. And now this takes a string nonce. Okay. And
where does that get used here? Do we have that in that?
This explained it here. So just in the payload.
Okay.
Okay. So the payload that we sign, we'll just say if nonce payload nonce equals nonce. All right. Here we go.
Did you have any logic there to retry it though? Or is that just going to fail on the first one?
Yeah, it's recursive. So basically, if we haven't set it yet, it sets it and then tries again.
Oh, and then it calls it again. Okay, I missed that part.
Come on, baby.
Look at you using recursion.
Oh,
Code verifier is required.
oh my God.
It's actually
We got past it. Code verifier is required.
Invalid grant. Invalid grant. Code verifier is
I
required.
mean,
Code verifier.
Claude has done so much for us. Like now, it worked. He should get to be excited too. But now we're getting any ideas? OMG is right, Josh. Okay.
I'm not seeing anything about
yeah,
that particular error.
in your token request. Okay. So code verifier is what though? Where is code? So okay, so this needs to. This comes from that PK, whatever. This
Oh, it's not.
PKCE thing.
So we're totally past the Depop stuff.
I think we are kind of. I think that maybe my guess would be that maybe we have messed with something that uses this.
Code verifier for the
Get token fields. Oh look. So get token fields. Okay.
Guillermo thinks the parameters might not be passing.
I think the params may not be passing these fields. Do we implement
So
those?
if there's a field, then it includes it. Yeah, how do those get used?
So this is the get token fields. I mean, here, let's just do.
And we don't override that, do we?
No. Let's see here. Get token fields. Now you appreciate my little dump thing? Now that we've got a bunch of these, right?
I was trying to think. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yep.
You don't have to
If only
appreciate
we
it.
didn't have to go through the.
I know.
No, I was just trying to think. There's a function that I can't even think of how to explain. All right, what do we
Code
have?
verifier is null. Interesting.
Wait a second. Do we get an invalid depop though?
Oh my God, we
So we're
did.
still in the depop.
No, yeah, we're.
Oh, this is a
back.
different exception.
We're back to invalid depop.
But signature verification failed? Is that the same exception as before? Is that different?
Oh wait. Well. Yeah, we are back to the error that we had before. How is that the case? Hmm. Okay, I have a curiosity here. No. Okay, if that's coming back as null, I think it means that at some point the query params that the provider hits the app back with aren't being properly. Okay, I mean, I think this is where I need to stop because it felt like we were making positive movement, but now I feel like we are back to um, the weeds.
Is this the same exception that we saw before, or is this a different Depop one?
Now that we have a better understanding of it all, Daniel Berger's implementation
Yeah.
is making a lot more sense. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
true. Yeah, maybe we
actually
sit
kind of like the
down,
idea of using that package.
try that package again. I mean, I bet you using the package would work as long as we just have to sit down and like pull in all the stuff we. Yeah. I mean, the question that I have is at this point, do we even use this like Laravel Socialite thing, or do we implement this as like a separate package with its own service provider that can register stuff? And like I almost feel like we're gonna need to basically instantiate a boatload of things. I don't know. What?
Yeah,
Okay,
I
wait,
haven't
but
jumped to that conclusion yet.
let me see. Let me
Yeah,
just see.
I think you're right, Josh.
Might be an issue with the signature verification.
Here's the corrected version. Spot the diff.
Peace. What the hell?
Okay. How about this, Chris? How about we make a plan and then call it? Like where would you take this next?
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that
Um.
jwt.io. Okay, so we made it past the Depop stuff temporarily.
Mhm.
It's not clear why we regressed.
Mhm.
One alternative would be take a crack at that Daniel Berger package
Oh, you
to
know
handle.
what? Could
Yeah.
it be that the nonce is like somehow like persisted, and the reason it's not working the second time is that we're using a new nonce each time?
Oh, so like not sending a nonce. Yeah. How do you get a new nonce? How do you say I lost the nonce? Give me a new one.
Yeah, well, I think if that were the case, actually, though, we wouldn't get this, right? So, like, the Daniel package has a cached nonce. Yeah, I mean, I do think that um, we were for subsequent calls we need to cache this, but like, um,
Well, I mean, it should send it with us, right? So on our first one, we don't provide it. The
yeah,
error message includes a nonce. We use it. So
we
I don't
should.
think we need to keep track of that.
Yeah, at this point, it shouldn't matter. I mean, let's verify that we're still getting that same, like, we're making the second. Yeah, where we get a new nonce.
Is it a
Oh,
different one?
but we're using a new public key. We're using a new key the second time.
Oh.
Okay,
And
okay,
each
okay, okay.
request
Like
uses a new key, right?
let's
Oh,
yeah.
Josh is grinning. Yeah. Persist that public key.
I don't know how to. Okay, I'm gonna be real little hacky here. Uh, actually, we can keep this here.
Yeah, generate it once and
Um,
just stick it as an attribute on the class.
obviously, this is bad code. Okay.
Obviously. Put a
And then I'm
comment
just gonna
there.
do res equals static key, so I
Yeah.
don't have to think about it. You say just like writing it to disk is not a pain in the ass.
It's the easiest thing you've asked Claude for.
All right, let's try one more time. Because it shouldn't, it's all within the same memory space. It shouldn't, oh, invalids,
Oh,
oh,
you hit the
callback.
callback, not the redirect.
Deciding where to persist it, how to persist it. Come on, baby. Nope. Okay, we saved the nonce. Okay, hold on, let's see. These are our details. It's the same. Okay, it's the same public key now. So that wasn't the issue. And we still have an invalid code. Oh, we still don't have a code verifier.
That's just the next rake
Okay,
waiting for us.
okay. So what's the question is what are we gonna try next? So we could go down the path of trying to get that other guy's package working. We could go down the path of just not doing anything and coming back to the code and seeing if anything feels different,
Hmm.
which is probably what I would do. That's my gut, is that we're close enough that
Hmm.
um, maybe it's worth just coming back to with fresh eyes. Um,
Yeah, that's a good default.
uh, and then if we can't get it working, then try that package.
Hmm.
Um, I think that like probably the next thing that I would do realistically is I would make this Depop signer thing. I will push it, Josh. Yeah. Um, I would make this class. I would like make this class a little bit nicer and get it into um, 5 different functions that each do like an isolated thing. And that way, if we are passing things to Claude, we can get more targeted changes to the code rather than just like, oh, here's a totally new thing for you to like compare to your code, you know? Because like it did give us like, oh, here's a totally new
Hmm.
implementation, right? Like, but if we had it refactor this, oh, added use sig. Oh, I appreciate that. Okay. So we're saying add use sig here. Modify the signature padding to remove leading zeros before padding. No. So does this actually do verification? Debugger. We have a depop, right? Close the dumper. Right? This is a. Oh, wait, no, it goes longer than that. Look at that. Invalid signature. Interesting.
Well, this is helpful.
ES 256. Yeah. Oh, private key. Well, we don't have the private key because it was only in memory. Okay. I keep on getting distracted. All right. So I will
Oh,
push
that's why
this.
it was invalid, is that we're not giving it the key.
Well, I think it can't validate it without.
Yeah.
I'll push this up. I think we come back to it with fresh eyes. That's my feel.
Fair.
And then, wait, Auth got bought by Okta? Interesting.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Was that a while ago or is that new?
I've never noticed it before.
Yeah, because it feels like, and then
Yeah,
it does
2021.
it does feel like, taking another crack at that other package. Because now we understand. I think we understand a lot better, like what
Yeah. What he's trying to
what
accomplish.
it's trying to accomplish. Yeah.
I am a little worried that I think that package had like 68 downloads or something.
It is not used by anything but that one person. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But on the other hand, I did a bunch of Googling tonight about PHP and Depop, and there's nothing.
There's
Like,
nothing. Yeah.
this is the only attempt at Depop.
And it's freaking intense. I mean,
It's so bizarre that very rarely are you doing something novel like
I
this.
know. I know. Yeah, it's very interesting.
But yeah, I mean, is this guy's code better than what we're getting out of Claude? It, it's certainly better tested.
Yeah.
It's probably better, I would think.
I don't know. Is it? Okay, it is tested.
I wonder if
Oh
what you
my
could learn.
God.
And he's using PHP unit, so he's already on your side.
Well, I don't know. This isn't how I use PHP. um,
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we absolutely, no matter what, need fresh eyes,
yeah.
regardless of what we do.
Oh man. All right. This has been fun though. I'm
It really
really
has.
glad that we went down this rabbit hole.
This was not the direction I was expecting, I gotta be honest.
Mm,
A lot of twists and turns here.
a lot of twists and turns. Who is still with us? Where's my?
We got Josh and Guillermo, I think.
Yeah.
Guillermo, what time is it?
So deep.
Remind me, where are you in Brazil?
Client assertion type.
Oh, Peru. Okay. And what time is it?
On the prims. What is this client assertion type thing? JWT bearer. We're sending that? I don't. About to come up to midnight. Oh, so he's same time as
It's
you.
Central. Wow.
Look at that. That's 1 a.m. over here. Interesting. Well, yeah. Okay. All right. So I will. So I have this. Is there anything in here that's like that I don't want to commit? I don't think so. Okay. So here's another. Here's another whip. All right. So this is. This is on my
Socialite providers fork.
This cooked my brain at 3 p.m.
Fair. What is your handle? INIX.
INXILPRO. I grew up in the middle of nowhere, so my early teenage brain was like, "Oh, I'm in exile." That's where that came from. So it's going to be this, and there's a new. So
Got it.
here's the repo, Josh. If you end up tinkering with it, I just push this up. Do you want? I didn't initialize Git in the just like empty Laravel project. I don't think there's anything. I may need a nap first. Yeah, me too. I need a 8-hour nap.
Jeremiah, I don't know if I can handle OAuth 2 stuff for 2 months. That's too long.
That is a lot. I will. Yeah, but then I have to figure out how and where to push it.
Oh, this isn't the other
Josh. It's the same as it's the same as writing the file. Let's just work. Let's do just new. I'll give you. Here's the one thing.
We want to see that composer thing that you have.
Here's the other thing. And here's the third thing. Okay. All right. I'm gonna just put right in here. I'll put right in here. For testing. Go to this gist. Okay. Yeah, you know what? It must be in my in my oh my Zish custom plugin alias function. Here it is. Right.
What
so
is that?
we
JQ. What is JQ?
It's like a command line JSON like stream handler.
Huh.
So basically
Never
we
used that.
grab the repositories in composer.json, we push them out into a temp file.
and then you move it right back.
Oh no.
What?
We're grabbing all the repositories that aren't the first one,
Oh,
the one that we
got
were
it.
passed in, and then we get the package name out of the composer.json file in that path that we passed in. Um, oh, interesting. No, yeah. This must be a merge operation. So it's like merge this into the repositories path. I never remember how these queries work. Yeah. And then composer unlink is literally just assume that we haven't saved our stage changes. That's funny. This is the fun one.
I have a much simpler version of that one. Oh, you drop stashes too? That's interesting.
Well, so what's fun is we stash instead of just throwing it away entirely, it stashes it, and then
Mm-hmm.
it keeps
Yeah.
a
Okay.
list
That
of
makes sense.
stashes so that like if for some reason you something that you're like, oh shit, I really needed that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah.
And then that will only discard stashes that are older than a day that came from that knock command. It's like
Uh,
if you have a valid stash, it's not going to drop that.
right. Yeah. It only looks for ones that have like this name. Right. So it looks for ones that are older than a day. Yeah.
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 Man, it'd make an interesting little like quick video podcast to just go through people's dot files and the little
Mm-hmm.
tooling they've picked up over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like.
That's been one of the fun things about pairing with a bunch of people is just seeing we all work in pretty similar ways, but everyone's got a little different take on it, and some people have some pretty sweet tooling.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I feel like I have. You know. I don't feel like I have a ton of that stuff. I don't feel like I'm super. I am like super like hacky about or like
Yeah.
hacky about my tooling, but like there are a handful of things that like I am very thoughtful about. Like this one, like this, my command line. Here's a fun thing. Um, when I SSH into one of the hosts, um, it actually has our same omizish config,
Yeah.
but it has special like
Hey, Skylar.
Skylar, what are you doing still awake? Uh, um, it puts the host in the prompt so that like
Yeah.
and if
Makes it
I
easier to know where you are.
uh like if I'm super user, oh, what's going on here? It'll yell at me that I'm root, but
Skylar, that's what all of us have been thinking, honestly.
what did I do?
Yeah,
Oh
what is
yeah,
happening on E6 here?
I know. Let's
Now you
find
need to
out.
debug prod. Good thing
Okay,
Skylar showed up. You can have him do
let's
it.
make sure that NetJR's still loading. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Well, I broke something. I don't know. Now I can't remember what's the. It's like a comp. What's the like sequence that you have to type to get out of hung SSH? I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Chris, I think you should have gone to bed about 7 minutes ago.
Yeah.
at a minimum.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, okay. Well, wait, Skylar, you were watching at 1.5. That's impressive. There you go. That's why he works at Internachi. Coffee too late in
Poor
the
guy.
afternoon. I did. That's true. I did get a free coffee in the afternoon today, but sadly that doesn't do anything for me. All right. I wish. Here's my my uh, biggest regret is I want. I feel like there should be. Okay, wait. Here we go. Here we go. We we have the big. Oh wait, you can see this too. Here. Let's get
What is-
let's get big faces to say
Big Ben.
goodnight. All right. All right. There we go. Good night.
Can you make mine a little bit bigger than yours? Thanks.
Yeah, sure. Is that better?
Yes. All right.
This is what
Thanks for.
happens when here. How's that? Is that good?
Oh, this is great. Thank you so much.
uh,
All right.
all right.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Chris.
What
There's
a
no way
what a
could have
good
done
what a
any of
good
this without
time.
you. So
What a good
I'm
time.
glad you jumped on this thing.
I'm glad it worked out. All right.
We
Well,
gotta. Well, worked out. I
I'm
mean,
glad something happened.
it happened. Yeah.
We should just go for another hour just to see what happens.
Tyler will wake up in the morning. They're still streaming.
I like can we make Josh's? There we go. I feel
Now we're
like
talking. Oh, you've
it's
been pulling an avatar?
look at that.
How
Can
do you get it to disappear after a while, though?
can someone screenshot this? um I don't know, it's just some Chrome extension that makes it happen.
Uh huh.
Um so you just like open up the live chat and it's like some weird it's some weird CSS that makes it happen.
Wow.
Now,
All right, get us out of here, man.
watch out.
Get us out of here.
Now I'm putting you in the back.
Oh no.
Oh no. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good
This
night.
has been fun. Thank you, everybody, for all your help. Um, and maybe
See you,
next
Josh.
time
See
we'll
you,
get
Guillermo.
further. Good
Yeah.
night.
Oh, we absolutely.